as long as we remember, humans have wondered if we are alone in the universe. In fact, in September 2013, a team of British investigators claimed a cell fragment found by a balloon flight in the upper atmosphere may be proof of life from space. While individuals often come forward with new proof of alien visitations, even scientists have claimed to find evidence for extraterrestrial life. Here are our top 5 scientific claims for aliens. Number first on the list is microbes in the meteorites. NASA scientist Richard Hoover published a paper on March 4, 2011, claiming to have found a fossil evidence for cyanobacteria in meteorites from the outer space. Hoover observed slices of meteorites through scanning electronic microscopes and identified filaments and structures that he said resemble the tiny single-celled algae. Reaction from some scientists was skeptical, in part because the study was published in the questionable Journal of Cosmology. Other researchers said that the study was conducted thoroughly, but it was too soon to say for sure whether the claim would hold up. Number 2 on the list is Viking lander result. In 1976, NASA's 2 Viking landers touched down on the surface of the Mars. The probes conducted a host of biological experiments, including collecting samples of soil to test for organic compounds, the building blocks of life, and the biosignatures that could indicate the presence of microorganisms. The landers found little evidence for organics, but the onboard label release experiment found a reactive agent in the surface material of Mars. Gilbert Levin, an engineer who designed label release, concluded that this activity was triggered by living microorganisms lurking in the soil. However, that interpretation has not been widely accepted by the scientific community. More recent research has also called into question Vikings' negative results in searching for organic compounds. A study published in December 2010 in the Journal of Geophysical Research suggested that these compounds were present on Mars, but they were just destroyed by the chemicals before Viking could detect them. Next on the list is Arthur C. Clarke's Bushes on the Mars. Science fiction author Sir Arthur C. Clarke, famous for penning the novel 2001: A Space Odyssey, made headlines in year 2001 when he claimed that recently returned photos from NASA's Mars Global Surveyor showed evidence of trees and bushes on Mars. Most scientists scoffed at the claim, but the writer stood by his belief. "I'm quite serious when I say have a really good look at these new Mars images," Clarke said at the time. "Something is actually moving and changing, with the seasons that suggest at least vegetation." Clarke died in 2008 in Sri Lanka. Next on the list is Mars canals. The idea that Mars was traversed by a complex network of canals was first put forward in 1877 by Italian astronomer Giovanni, and later popularized by astronomer Lowell. Lowell made intricate drawings of what he took to be canals based on observations he made at his observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona. The idea gained relatively wide acceptance until the early 20th century, when astronomical observations improved and high-resolution imaging revealed that canals to be optical illusions and geological formations. Next on the list is Allen Hills meteorite. When the scientists all around the world announced in 1996 that they had discovered evidence of fossilized microbial life in a meteorite from Mars, it was a huge event. President Bill Clinton made a national address about the discovery, which seemed to hurt the news that we are not alone. Subsequent analysis of the research on a meteorite called Allen Hills 84001, which is also known as ALH 84001, produced controversy, and many experts asserting that the fossils could have been created by non-living processes. The evidence is still debated, and the space rock remains a topic of ongoing research.